Hi folks, it's Andy. I hope your day is going well. Today I'm bringing you another, and not so much analysis, more of a translation video, I guess. This is a video that's been on YouTube. It's been going around this series now from this wonderful channel here, Loganberry. Go and subscribe to them because their videos are awesome. The compilations and stuff that they put together, and there's a whole series of these from Furukawa Sensei, very famous 8th Dan sensei. It's a bit of an old video, as you can tell from the quality, but I thought, obviously, with lots of us, not being able to get to the dojo at the minute, it's a great time to have a look at some Kendo online and see what's going on. Now, this is a great video of Furukawa Sensei teaching Jodan, how to do Jodan. And then after this, we'll look at another short video that's on the same channel, which is him giving some pointers about how to fight against Jodan. And basically, we'll let it run through. I'll pause it and do my best to translate what he's talking about. A couple of things, though, to caveat it. First of all, I'm not a native Japanese speaker, as you can probably tell. I do speak Japanese reasonably well, should we say? It depends who you ask. So if I make any mistakes in translation, of course, they're my own mistakes. And if you believe that I have made a mistake or that there's a better translation for something that's been said, leave it in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all that sort of stuff. Join the Kendo Show Early Access group. And don't forget, if you do enjoy the content that I put out on this channel, if it does bring you any value at all, don't forget to do your shopping at KendoStar.com. That's my website that sells fantastic, wonderful Kendo equipment. So yeah, not only does it support the channel, I reckon we're the best on the internet, and our customers seem to agree as we're the best rated as well. I do know that obviously now's not a time many of us are thinking about buying Kendo equipment, but it's also a good time to stock up, especially on stuff like shinai and uniforms, or even a custom-made borg set. So get over to KendoStar.com and check out what we've got. Right, let's have a look. So let's begin. So this is Furukawa Sensei here on the right side. So we're going to start by looking at Jodan. So we're going to talk about waza from techniques from Jodan. So let's talk about left two-handed Jodan. Beginning with kote. So what's really important here is the footwork. He says it's extremely important to have correct footwork when making attacks towards the kote. So instead of just hitting with your upper body or your hands, he specifically says your arms or your hands, you need to use your lower body and your hips with fumikomi. So at the moment of impact, you need to squeeze for tenuchi, and then move off forward to your sort of left, to the right of the opponent after striking, as he demonstrates. And you can get close to them, close the distance. It's not about just dropping the shinai down. So he thinks it's better to practice not just hitting, dropping the shinai down to hit, but using tai sabaki or movement of the body when you're doing practice to make your strikes better quality. Always applying seme or pressure to the opponent. So obviously they have their shinai quite open, pointing towards the left kote of the person doing Jodan, and if their hands aren't really raising to give you a chance, you really have to apply seme. And when they raise their hands, strike. Or if when you apply seme, instead of lifting their hands straight up this way, maybe they might try to retreat and raise their hands in a more extreme way. If they retreat and they lift their hands in a more extreme way, then you can use a two-handed kote strike. After doing seme. So these are the types of kote waza that you can do. Or you can go straight and hit men. Always with seme. So moving forward with the strike, but also using tai sabaki. Throwing the shinai forward as he strikes, and using tai sabaki to move forward. So if you use your hips and your lower body as you strike, then your tenouchi will be good. If you just use your upper body, it will be like this, which is a bad example. But from your hips, you can strike like this. So sometimes you could make the strong seme or pressure towards them, and they will try to defend their kote quite strongly. In this instance, you can make the men strike like this. So a two-handed men strike from Jodan. So against the person after you apply seme that raises their hands, you can strike do. Or you could go to the right this way as when you pass. There's this type of waza as well, technique as well. And if we talk about debana waza, so at the moment when the opponent decides to make a strike, you can strike men. Debana men. Or again, when they decide to make a strike, you can strike debana hote. Both one-handed and two-handed. Or if they try to strike your men, you can do nukido. So against somebody that does this kind of defense, so this makes it difficult. There's not really many targets to strike, especially for the Jodan player. So it might not be good enough to make the ippon. It's difficult to make ippon when you strike gyakudo, but you can strike gyakudo or the hidari do, the opposite side of the door, in this fashion. After applying seme. But if you try to escape and pull away this way, as he shows, when you strike, you'll be hit. So you have to be careful. So even though it might not receive ippon, even if it might not get the ippon, if you make the good strike to the gyakudo against this sort of person that blocks like this, they'll start to become uneasy about making this position, and they'll probably stop raising their hands in this way.
そうしますと、今練習しただとか面だとかですね。
And then you'll be able to do the other techniques that we just practiced.
有効に使います。また、上段からでもスッと攻めた、ざっとそのまま下がる人。
Some people, when you apply strong seme, they just try to retreat and step backwards.
下がる人。では、スッと。これで練習先。スッと。
You can step in and strike men.
また、物手でつくこともできます。同じく下がってる。
Or you could even try to do tsuki.
スッ。失礼。
Against the person that's stepping back, retreating. Okay, so there's some of the techniques that he showed about how to do waza from Jodan. And this is a slightly older video, like I say. It's quite old, actually. I'm not sure exactly when it's from, but it wouldn't surprise me if it's 20 or more years old. So actually, probably in those days, Gyakudo was scored less often even than it is now. Gyakudo even now is not scored very often. In the Shiai, but I believe that probably in this era it was even less so, which is why we made an emphasis on saying it might not become ippon, but it'll give you the chance. But I think the theory of that still applies anyway. So some great advice there. Right, let's move on to the next short video about what to do against somebody doing Jodan.
それでは上段に対して、はい、お願いします。
So let's talk about what to do against Jodan.
はい、上段構え。はい、上段に、相手が来た場合ですね。
So when your opponent approaches you in Jodan.
上段というのは、これから相手が打とうとするところの出花面。
So the main goal of the player doing Jodan usually is to try to strike Debanamen at the moment their opponent tries to come forward to strike.
これが一番、いいところです。
That's the best place for the Jodan player to strike Debanamen.
これを逆にスッと攻めて相手が打ってくるところ。ね。
So if we look at it from a different point of view, if we apply seme as if to strike, they're going to try to strike us with Debano waza. You can use this as an invitation. And you can strike with both sides of the shinai. Parry with both sides of the shinai. So after inviting, he can do suriagemen on the omote side. So after inviting, or from the ura side of the shinai. Or after inviting, you can strike do. Men kaishi do. Or here he's doing gyakudo. Suriagedo, actually.
こういうふうに上段に対しても、相手が上段に構えます。
So against the Jodan, the opponent's going to be stood in Jodan like this.
上段は火の構えといって上からぐーっ。
So the Jodan is referred to as the kamae of fire, and they try to apply seme and pressure from above.
と、そして乗ってきて相手が出ようとすると、
And looking for the point where the opponent is going to move forward to strike so they can make Devana waza.
こらえといて、パーンっていうのが醍醐味です。一番いいところの技です。
And that's the best number one timing to make the strike for the Jodan player.
したがって、そこをこちらも我慢して、
But against Jodan, you have to be patient.
で、出花目が来るっていうところ、ストッと刺す。
And when you feel like they're looking for Debana men, that's when you can step in for that invitation.
ここで来たところをパンパンとするわけ。
And then do
これは
Suriage.
狙って、もう伸びきったところまで我慢する。ね。
So you have to be patient and parry at the moment that they're at when they're fully extended.
こうしたところ、表からするわけ。
So you can then do the Suriage from Omote, for example.
そうしますと、もう片手で伸びきってますから、どうすることもできません。
And because they're fully extended, after their Shinai has been parried, they're at full extension and there's nothing that they can do about it.
そういったところを、さっとさ、パン表から。ね。これから、好きでも攻める。またこう攻めようとすると、出花目を送る。そこを、すると、裏からパン。
Or you can apply seme towards Tsuki, keep putting pressure towards Tsuki as if you're going to attack Tsuki. And then at the point that they decide to try to do Devana Men, you can use Suriage from the Ura side.
裏からすり上げ。こういった技があります。まあ、こういった技を、覚えていただきますと、上段に対しても、攻め方がまた楽になると思います。
So these are some waza that exist against Jodan, and if you practice them, he says that if you practice these waza and learn them, you'll be able to have an easier time playing against the people that do Jodan. Okay, so that's it. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you found it useful. I did my best, of course, to translate on the fly as he was talking. I think I did okay. I think I got the gist of everything. Furukawa Sensei is from Hokkaido, which is way up in the north. Nowhere near where I lived in Japan, so he's got a slightly different sort of type of Japanese, I guess. But he's speaking very clear and easy to understand Japanese, thankfully. Helped me a lot. But yeah, I thought that was really interesting. Some great tips of how to fight in Jodan and how to fight against Jodan from one of the top top senseis in all of Japan. It's amazing to see his examples like that when he's not actually a specialist Jodan player himself. He mainly plays some Chudan, but his Jodan was amazing too, right? Like I say, slightly older video, but I still think it's very, very relevant to modern Kendo. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to drop a like, share, subscribe, all that sort of thing. You know what to do. And shop at KendoStar. See you all next time. Thanks for watching.